Hello. Hi, welcome to the video wherever you are watching this, whether it is on YouTube or in my Facebook group, Women Creating Healthy Lives, or maybe even on my Facebook personal profile. Welcome and hello. So if you're new to me, I am Diana and I help women through the midlife change and beyond, working with nutrition, stress reduction, and the mindset, of course, the biggest part. But really it's about, oh, my thing is not working for YouTube right now. It's really about learning to kind of embrace this change, right? Or the change you have gone through, because things are different for you. And that requires you to be a little different. And what it requires you to be is kind of like, what we resist persists, of course. So what we resist persists. So what we decide, like, we get to go through this phase in a way that feels good for us. We don't have to push. We don't have to pull. We don't have to go into it fighting and screaming, even though sometimes that's what it feels like you want to do because something is not working. Okay, sorry. Because that's, because it can be a tougher phase of life, right? Because it gives us challenges. There's always challenges when you're going through something that's a little different. You know, in your 20s, 30s, and early 40s, things seemed so much easier because your body was in better balance. And then you start going through this phase and it's like, what the hell just happened? Why am I feeling like this? Why is everything changing so fast, especially my body? And now as we change into postmenopause and beyond, which I am, our body starts changing really, really fast. And I think the hardest thing is coming to terms with, oh my God, like I feel young inside. But when I look in the mirror or when I know things are changing and they're changing so fast and I don't like it and I don't want it to, I'm just going live on YouTube. So I'm just kind of checking things out and I don't want it to, but oh my God, what am I supposed to do? Right? So what I want to talk to you about today is, I don't think my YouTube stream's going to work. What I want to talk to you, I'm shutting it down, forget it. What I want to talk to you today about is something that is required when we're arriving at this phase beyond whatever. I'm close to 60 now, which I can't even believe that. I don't even want to hear that. I don't even want to think about it. And yes, I use Facebook filters, which I know pisses some people off. I don't care if it pisses you off. I'm doing it. Just like, you know. So that's, I just want to get real. I'm really tired of women doing that, like posting comments or posting things about, yeah, people shouldn't use Facebook filters. I don't really care, so I'm not even going to go on about it. Let's just go on to my topic, which is about identity. Shifting your identity. So when we're trying to stay on track, when we're trying to start something new, let's say it's like, I know I need to change what I'm eating, right? I know I need to change what I'm eating. I've gained this weight or I'm not feeling good. I don't have the energy. I know that I'm not eating as good as I should, and right? I just feel heavy. I feel bloated, any of those kinds of things. Or you're looking at, you know what? I want this phase of my life to be healthy. I want to be independent. I want to do the things I want to do. I want to enjoy my life. I don't want to feel tired, bogged down. I don't want to gain more weight. I want to be independent. I want to be mobile. I want to be able to do the things I want to do in life, right? So this is when you decide, I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to take care of myself, right? But the way you've been living up until now is a certain way. And come face it, when we're 50 or over, we are pretty set in our patterns and our behaviors, the ways of thinking. Most of the time, you know, we live on autopilot, kind of. We think the same thoughts every day. We go through the same actions every day. We're just repeating. Why? Because it's easier. Because when our life is busy, stressful, when we have to take care of things, we cannot be focused on every thought we're thinking throughout the day. What do I got to do right this second? Right? But the thing that happens with that is we become very unconscious of what's really going on or what thoughts we're allowing or what thoughts we're thinking. So we just really repeat the same things. So when you go to do something different, right, be a different type of person. Like, okay, I'm the type of person now who exercises consistently, or I'm the type of person now who eats really clean most of the time. That's a different type of person than who you are now, most likely. But what I find people don't do is they don't actually change into a new type of person, which takes time and practice and awareness and being conscious, right? That is why also it's like, oh, you start something, you'll start a way of eating, you know, 2 weeks into it or whatever, and you're like, oh, I'm doing so good, because you're kind of following something, you're hyper focused on it, and you're following and you do really good. But then when you kind of let that loose a little bit and go back to like this life that is busy, crazy, other people coming in, other people kind of determining your mood, circumstances coming in and all this stuff, and you're just letting it all happen, right? And letting it all take over your life, other people's problems, other people's situations, other people's things, all of that becomes in and starts to take over your life. That's what it feels like, right? Like, why don't I have my time? Because you're doing everybody else's, you're living everybody else's life in a way. You're not choosing your life and how you want to live your life, right? So when we're doing this, we can't change our life the way we were hoping we could change it, right? So then you stop going to the gym. Then you just grab food and you stop really planning and preparing the healthy food, because life happens. Life comes back to being busy. And once again, you go back into those habits, patterns, behaviors. That is just natural. That is being human. That is the way you have been for years and years and years, right? So we can't expect it to change overnight. But the thing is, if you're trying to change it just on the outside, like, okay, I'm going to force myself, I'm going to get home, I'm going to make a healthy dinner, I'm going to get off work early, whatever, I'm going to do this, right? But in the back of your head, you're like, oh my God, how can I keep this up? Okay, I'm going to do it today. Get home. You're like, okay, do it, right? It takes that, a lot of effort. It takes that like almost pushing, which is great for a couple of days, but you probably can't do that push for many days, because you'll eventually go, I give up. Because you're still trying to do it from your old energy, from the person you are, instead of doing it from the energy of the person who, right? The person who consistently eats healthy doesn't have to force themselves, right? That's like me. I don't force myself. I look forward to it. Does it mean I always eat healthy things? No. But I approach it and think about it totally different than many people do probably. I'm like, oh, I can easily throw something together. Oh, my fridge is kind of bare. This, okay, I'm just going to go in there and I'm just going to look at the foods I do have, put them together, right? It's just when you have healthy foods in your fridge, when you have healthy things stocked in your pantry, you just put them together. It's none of this, oh my God, what am I going to do? I can't make that meal. Thinking of something that's hard or laborious. It's going to take quite a while. It's going to require specialty ingredients. If you think that's the way you got to be every day or every night, then you're not going to stick with it. Right? You're not going to stick with it. It needs to be like, I'm going to learn and I'm going to move into this identity of the person who eats healthy consistently with ease. Like, it's not hard for that person. And the person, by the time someone has gotten there where they're like eating healthy consistently, it's not hard for them. It just took that time. It took those steps. It took those stages. It took every day just working at it, changing your thoughts. Instead of going panicking, forcing, not being happy about it, being frustrated, being angry that you have to do this. It's just about, okay, I'm going to choose. So I'm going to start today or tomorrow, whatever. I'm going to start by having like 2 green smoothies a day and a salad, and then just focus on eating clean. Like, I'm not going to make it complicated. I'm going to start small. I'm going to take those steps. And then notice what comes up to you. Notice what comes up, right? Notice what your thoughts are. Notice what you're feeling. Notice what you are wanting to do, right? Because when you go to make changes, you're telling yourself, I'm going to do this tomorrow. But what comes up sometimes is, I don't want to do that, or I don't have time, or it's just easier for me to grab this. It's just easy. That's your old self. That's your old self. That's who you are, who you were, whatever. To become that person who wants to eat healthy consistently, it takes you to go, oh, right, okay. That's my old habit and pattern. I would normally go and do this. I would normally just grab this to eat right now, but I'm choosing to be different. So this, right here, right now, I'm choosing to make this step. I'm choosing to take this step to do something different. So it does require you to be more conscious. It requires you to pay attention to what you're thinking, to this, how your body's feeling inside, this anxiousness, this, I can't do it. Notice when that comes up, right? When that comes up, that's your trigger. That's being triggered. That's your body saying to you, it's easier to do the old way. It's easier to do it the old ways. You don't have to do it this new way. That is natural. Don't beat yourself up about it, right? Do not beat yourself up about it. When you go to make changes, it's just you are working and changing into a new person in a way. I am going to become the person who eats healthy consistently. That's what I want to become. I want to become the person who works out consistently. I want to become the person who eats healthy consistently. I want to be the person who feels this type of energy every day. I want to be the type of person, right? Who do you desire to be? Like, what do you desire and what does that require you to be and do? And don't try to do it all at once. It's just those slow little changes, right? It's those, when we're becoming a new person, we're changing. Change happens slowly often. It's just little bit by little bit by little bit, right? Because if you try to do too much, you're just going to get overwhelmed, and you're not that person who can do all of that consistently yet. You're just not, right? Some people are able to switch because of a really bad health condition or a complete, like I made a decision. I made a big decision when I had gained in this weight, and when I was doing my research and I realized that all the starchy carbs, because I was a carbaholic basically, that I was loving eating were causing the weight gain in midlife, and my acid reflux and my digestive problems and all of how horrible I was feeling, the brain fog and the tired. I'm like, oh my God, all I'm eating is because I didn't eat a lot of meat, I'm eating so many starchy carbs. That's what's contributing to making me feel the way I feel. So then I decided I'm getting off that. And I found another way of eating. So I went into the other way of eating full on, but that was my choice, right? Because I was doing it like a job, because I also wanted to help women with this, right? So it was something that I went into 100% full on. But not everybody can do this, and you don't have to expect yourself to do that too. But if you don't change your identity of who you are, of who you are being, those things in your life are not going to change. They're not going to stay. That's why people do so much of the on again, off again, on again, off again, on again, off again, especially if your on again is forced or is, okay, drilled, this time you're giving yourself, okay, for 2 weeks, I'm going to be do, and you do that for 2 weeks, you do that for 2 weeks, you do it for 2 weeks, you're really strict, bang, bang. And then you kind of come out of the 2 weeks and then everything comes at you and you're not prepared to do it consistently while everything else is happening to you, right? Your regular life. So just be aware of that. Have you tried in the past to be consistent, but not giving yourself enough time or understanding to see that you actually have to change your identity of who you are as you change of what you're doing, right? The identity of the things you're doing, right? To become the person who, I'm going to become the person who, I'm moving into the person, or you can say, I am the person who, right? The I am, if you can get that. I am the person who eats healthy most of the time. And it may sound like, oh, well, that's no big deal. And oh my God, it's everything. It's everything. It's what works. Just knowing what foods to eat, just knowing when to eat what food or what a meal should look like is not enough. Yes, it's really, really important, but it's not enough. If it would be, you could just buy a book and all of you would be sticking with that and have lost the weight and done everything and feel great by now, right? If it wasn't the mindset, you could easily just follow instructions. You would do it consistently and get results. It is all about the mindset. And it's also another thing too, right, is you may try one way of eating, but it just isn't right for you. So that just takes you going, oh, not feeling like a failure. It just goes, oh, okay, so I tried this. It didn't really work for me. So what didn't work? I wonder maybe if I tried it this way now. And that's how I got to where I was. There was no one telling me. There was no plan that I followed. There was no book that I followed. There was nothing, you guys. I just started finding foods that sounded really good, that were nutrient dense, that were really clean and healthy, that were very low in starch and carbs, very low in starch. And there was no meat. So I was looking for some sort of really healthy vegan diet without all the starches. I began to kind of follow foods like that. And I started feeling really great within 2 weeks, because that's what happens. And I noticed the changes in my body, and I adjusted and tweaked and adjusted and tweaked for me, and I paid attention all the time. How am I feeling with this? What feels good for me? What type of foods can I cook today? What type of foods can I make today? How can I prepare this today? This is fun. This is exciting. I get to try something new. This tastes amazing. And sure, there was things that didn't taste good and I hated and I wasted ingredients and they never turned out and I had to throw them away, right? But it's not about, there's no failure. Eating is something you do for the rest of your life. The eating is something you do for the rest of your life. So don't stop giving up on yourself, right? Stop saying it's not working. If you're eating healthier foods, it's working. If you're taking great supplements, they're working. Even if you don't see amazing results in 2 weeks, right? Our society has been so programmed by prescription drugs. You take this drug, you notice a result almost immediately. So when we take some supplement, some natural health food form supplement, or when we're starting to do healthy eating in a different way, right? We expect results so fast, or that we're going to lose the weight, and that so fast, and that is just not going to happen most likely, because it's healing from the inside, right? Little by little by little by little. But know that it's working. The best thing you can do is I trust that doing the best things for my body, eating the best thing for my body, being the best person I can be is, of course it's working. Of course it's working. Stop focusing on that you're not there yet and start focusing on what can I do today? What can I do today? And Abraham Hicks, if you know those guys on Esther Hicks, she talks about when you're driving, let's say if you're driving from California to, let's say Los Angeles to Phoenix, right? You don't stop halfway there and think, I failed. I'm not at Phoenix yet. I'm not in Phoenix, so I failed. Obviously something went wrong. We should be there by now. We're not there. This sucks. I give up on driving to Phoenix. Maybe Phoenix doesn't even exist. Maybe it's not even there, right? That's what we do when we're trying to eat healthy, lose weight, get back to exercising or something. We want the results so fast that we give up because I don't see them. Sorry, I don't see them. Must not be working. Must not be working. This is bullshit. This isn't working at all, right? So think about a driving trip. Think about when you're driving somewhere. You know the end destination is there. You know it's there. Just sometimes there may be detours. There may be roadblocks. There may be bumpy roads. There may be tough turns. Maybe you'll get a little car sick. Whatever, right? There's things in the way sometimes for you to getting to your end goal, but that end goal is there. You decide it's there. You tell yourself it's there. You're going towards it. You're not going to give up. You're not going to turn around and go backwards. You're driving there. You're going to get there. For sure it's there. Thank you. I'm so happy that my end goal is there. I'm so grateful that I'm working towards it. This feels amazing. And don't forget to enjoy the journey. The problem is you're not enjoying the journey. You're just waiting for the end result and believing that this part to get there is not fun. I don't like this. I don't like this. This is not good. This is not good, right? So you're not going to stick with something when you don't think it's fun, when you don't think it's good, when you're not having a good time, when you're not enjoying yourself, right? You're not. Who would? Who would? So just think about these things, right? Are these some of the things that keep you, why you keep sabotaging, in other words? Or are these things that are keeping you from getting to your end result? Just getting caught up in the stuff. Just getting caught up in the human stuff. We just need to think about it differently. I'm always going to eat. Every day I'm working on eating better and better and better, or exercising, whatever, right? This may work. This may work. This may work. I'm going to try this. I'm going to stick with this. What feels right about it? What doesn't feel right about it? What can I change? What can I try? I'm going to keep going. I know this is working. I know this is good for me. I know that this is the best thing I can do for me. I'm proud of myself for doing this. I'm so happy that I'm doing this. This is amazing. I'm so grateful that my body responds. I know that my body's going to respond to this because I am not going to give up on myself. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to find what works for me. I'm going to ask for help. I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm never giving up, and I'm going to enjoy the journey. So I know that was a lot of kind of mismatched things, but these are things that were just coming up to me today when I was thinking about why do people not stay consistent with something? And it's because their own head gets them in the way. It has nothing to do with the food. It has nothing to do with the food. The food is so easy. More veggies, more greens, more than you can ever imagine in your life. Eat foods that are nutrient dense, and lots of the foods that I talk about eating have lower calories, unless you're talking about some of the high, like the flax and the avocado and some of the nuts and seeds and stuff. But, you know, you just got to know why you're doing this, right? Health is everything. And we need to be really tuned in to how you want to be and how you want to feel. And that we are, I hate to say the word aging. I don't even want to use the word aging. You are living this phase of your life, and you will be living in the future, right? You are living now, and you will be living in the future. How do you want to live? How do you want to feel? How do you want to be? How do you want to look? What do you want your life to look like? Okay. And it doesn't have to be detailed. It's just like, I have this vision of myself. I see myself like this. I want to do these things. You know, because if you don't have that vision, what are you working towards? That's why people think, well, I don't know, I'm not that motivated. I can't find my motivation. Well, it's up to you to find your motivation. It's up to you. Motivation comes from the inside. I don't give you motivation. I inspire you, but I can't give you motivation. Each person has something else that motivates them. So being consistent and staying on track and sticking with it, you need to also know what motivates you, right? For me, it's freedom. That's why I do like to make food. I do like to cook, but freedom to me is everything. That's my motivator for every single thing I do in my life, is to have freedom. And that means that I need my health. If I don't have my health, no matter what I do in life is not going to feel good to me, right? So that's why I'm motivated, is because I know that if I don't have health, I'm going to be cranky, bitchy, frustrated, because I won't be able to do things I want to do. Right? That's me. If I'm not feeling good and I can't do anything, or I have to stay home, or I can't travel, or I have to be like, as we age in an old folks home, that ain't going to be me. You know, like where you can't do anything, right? That's not going to be me, because I'm not living like that. Right? I will do everything in my power to continually be able to live the life in a way that I want to live my life. That's my motivation and my inspiration. That's my passion. It's because I want to live my life in a way I want to live my life. I don't want to be stuck to a hospital bed. I don't want to be so sick I can't travel because of insurance or whatever. I don't want to be so obese that I can barely walk. I don't want to have a lot of inflammation in my body and be sore and achy and feel sick and be on lots of medication that costs tons of money for one, right? That's not, I already know, right? That's not going to be me. That's not in my future. Not at all. And everybody's like, what if this happens? What if? You don't know? No, but why focus on what you don't know? Why not make a path, like really decide, I'm going to be this way as I age. Then do your best. Then if something happens, you know, for me, I believe we can heal our body anyways. So I would just work on healing it. But I'm not going to focus on that. And I'm not going to even think about it. Because where you put your focus, energy goes, right? Energy goes there. We got to realize that what are you focusing on? What you focus on expands. What you believe, you receive. What you talk about, you get. What you repeat over and over and over again happens. It stays in your life. So if I'm always resisting going to the gym, resisting healthy eating, frustrated with myself, angry with myself, all of those things, whatever you're resisting is just going to get bigger in your life. And that's where we lose so much energy. So many women have not a lot of energy anymore. It's because you're fighting against so many things, or you're not allowing yourself to have space and time for you. You're allowing so much else to come into your life and take over your life. And all this energy from everybody else, you're soaking it up like a sponge, right? You're exhausted. It's time to take better care of you. All right. Oh my God, that was a rant. Started out really strange. Thank you for watching, whoever's watching. Anyways, I hope this makes sense. And comment below. Let me know what you think. It's just, it's my passion, right? To me, it's like, I just feel like waking people up and saying, you cannot put yourself last anymore. That's just not going to be, what are you waiting for? Right? Start living healthy now. Start doing the healthy things now. Realize how absolutely 100% important it is. Because you're the youngest you're going to be. So let's get real on that. Right now, you're the youngest you're going to be. So we can worry about aging. We can focus on it. We can get mad about it. We can resist it. We can tell ourselves we're, all of those things. But it's not going to do any good. Stop doing things that don't do you good and start doing things that do you good. Simple as that. All right. Thank you so much for watching. And my YouTube is Diana Marchand. Instagram is Diana Marchand 50. And of course, my Facebook group, Women Creating Healthy Lives. If you are interested in getting me to help you through this phase, the mindset, the stress reduction, the food, the nutrition, the doing it right for you to fit into your life, reach out to me on Facebook Messenger or dianamarchand.com. There's a contact me. Because it's time. No more waiting. I don't care that it's Thanksgiving now for US. I don't care that Christmas is coming up. That's the best time for you to start taking care of yourself. The best time. The New Year's coming super fast. Super fast. Okay? No more waiting. So much love to you. Have an absolutely amazing evening. Thank you for watching. All right. Love you guys. Bye-bye.